Okay, guys, I'm only going to make videos when I've got something very specific or something I want have on my mind or want to share with you or something that you might be interested. Anyway, that being said, they're going to come fewer and far between, but hopefully, you think that they count and I think that they count, and let's see where we go from there. Anyway, after saying that, let's just continue with this video. This is about the Blake Snell trade, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the pros and cons. And I know that Tampa fans are a little bit upset about what's going on. And so when you have what might be considered the best pitching trio in the Major League Baseball for the last 2 years with Charlie Morton, Blake Snell, and Tyler Glasnow, um, and you've just taken the division handily over the Yankees and Red Sox in the AL East, and you went on to get the AL pennant, and then we're basically 9 innings away from a World Series. And I even watched that inning over again, and Blake Snell was pitching lights out when he got pulled by Kevin Cash. It's a little bit frustrating, but let's go on the positive side for a minute. Let's stay really positive. What's really positive is let's talk about the Tampa Bay Rays and the city of Tampa. The city of Tampa and St. Pete and that whole Tampa Bay area is stellar. And so, Florida, is, well, there's some other good things about Florida that I'm not even going to mention because we don't want people to move there. I'm not from Tampa, but I know how nice it is. So, the Tampa Bay Rays made a fatal flaw in putting that stadium on the St. Pete side, which is across, I believe, either the Franklin or the Gandy Bridge. I always get it confused because I'm not from there. And so people can't make the commute after work at 5 o'clock to get to a 7 o'clock game with traffic. So anyway, that being said, Tampa, you guys just won the Stanley Cup. You guys you have Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You guys have Randy Arozarena. You have Brandon Lau. You have this stellar team, Kevin Kiermaier. And so you can do a lot with what you have. And so we have to trust in the process. But, the Astros, I'm an Astros fan. The Astros actually got James Click, your general manager. So it was really good news for me, but bad news for the fans of Tampa or the fans of the Rays. So there's a lot to be thankful for. You guys went to the World Series. You might go to the Super Bowl. You went to the Stanley Cup Finals. It's just, let's stay on the positive note there. I just kind of wanted to make that brief. And you guys have one of the best hitters on the planet with a Rosarena. And, you have a fun team. You guys have an absolutely fun team to watch with Manuel Margot and, G-Man Choi, Willie Adames, Joey Wendell. It goes on and on. Mike Zunino, he needs to stop. He's a power hitter, so he's going to get a lot of strikeouts. That's the nature of a power hitter. So we have to accept it for what it is. I would like to see him strike out a little bit less, but he had a really good year. He looked good. He calls a good game. Okay, on the bad side, I'm not going to go over the top with this, but what are they doing? What are they doing getting rid of Blake Snell and Charlie Morton? If you look at their lineup, they only had like 4 people that make over 7 million. I might have this right or wrong. Let's see. I believe it's Susugo. Susugo, I believe, makes 7 million. Could be wrong about that. And I believe Kevin Kiermaier makes 8 million. And then Charlie Morton made 15. And I think Blake Snell made 9. And something like that. And it's only really those 4 that are top heavy. Everybody else is making like $1 million or less. I could be wrong about this because I didn't look it up right before this video, but I have the gist of what I'm talking about. Even Randy Arozarena only makes less than $600,000 a year. So how cheap do they have to go? How frustrated do you have to keep your fan base? Your fan base is already small as it is, and you have to just shoot them in the foot. Are you guys trying to pull a Houston Oilers and make the fans so mad that you'll welcome them leaving? Because that's what happened to the Oilers. The Oilers, they became so bad after the Warren Moon years that Houston let them go. They did not care at the time. And now, come on. It's the Oilers. It's the Oilers. Good news for Houston is Now Houston, for football fans, I'm not a football fan, but for football fans, they have the Roughnecks. They even use the same silver helmets as the Oilers' original AFC first 10, 15 years. And they even use that same oil derrick. And I don't know what an oiler does, if he oils or greases. He might be called a greaser. So you have like derrickmen and oilers and greasers. I guess it's an oiler. And then you have roughnecks. And then you have, there's a few other jobs there too. And I can't remember all the name of the jobs. But basically, they use even the oil derrick, and even their secondary logo was the old Oilers mascot, because the old Oilers mascot was a guy wearing that kind of construction helmet for oil rigs. And so the secondary mascot for the Roughnecks is a roughneck with that same hat on and everything. It's really cool. It's really cool. So Houston got their team back, and I think for people like me that don't really enjoy NFL, I think the XFL might be something that might be cool to follow. So I might give it a shot. See if they have a few less commercials, which is in a few less like what's it called, 2-minute warnings and half times and stuff like that, and quarter changes, and just all those pauses that football has that is basically doesn't keep you in the moment where baseball does. Anyway, so the city of Tampa, I don't want to go on and on and on, but I can say this: the city of Tampa has a lot to be grateful for. They took a shot in the heart this week with losing Blake Snell. Blake Snell was at the top of his game, and they're almost gambling that we're smarter than our talent, that we're smarter, that we're taking a chance that Blake Snell isn't worth, I think, with the $39 million left on his contract, and we can use those monies to outsmart ourselves once again and get all of these new players. The one player I really like is the catcher from the Padres, Francisco Mejia. I do think that's something they pulled out of it good. Hopefully the prospects work out also. But one thing they learned in the past: don't ever do a trade with the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I mean, obviously Tampa's been able to pull it off before. So let's hope that they have one more rabbit that they can pull out of the hat and do another good trade. But unfortunately, Tampa lost Blake Snell, and but still, Tampa's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think the Yankees are overrated, and I think the Tampa Bay Rays are underrated. So I still think they're going to compete for the division. I have to think about it a little bit more. It's not going to be as easy as it was last year, but they're still going to compete for this division. And let's see what happens in the regular season. But Rays fans, stick with your team a little bit longer, a few more years, and see where it goes. It's just a bad moment. The Astros have had a few bad moments too. It was really hard to be an Astros fan through the scandal, and the internet being so black and white and not nuanced or gray about the fact that everybody on that team wasn't participating in the scandal and just entangled in it. Once again, those people were Jose Altuve, Tony Kemp, and Josh Reddick. Those three did not participate, but were just entangled. Once again, we are observers. We only get the same news feeds, the same information, but firsthand accounts. By the time it gets to us, it's a third-hand account. But first-hand accounts have said that those three players did not participate. That's what Carlos Correa said. And I know the internet trolls, for all the trolls I've loved before. The internet trolls will come and make a comment that Correa is a liar. Hey, name call if you want, but I'm going to try to keep it classy from now on and, do my best to hold my head up high. Those three guys weren't involved, and I'm stating it again and again. And take care, and hopefully you like the video. Push the like button. Bye-bye.